Welcome to academic e-learning. Today we are going to see pseudocode. Pseudocode is the another representation of the logic. Okay. So here what's the definition here is pseudocode is a short, readable and formally styled English languages. Okay, that is when compared to algorithm it is always very simple. Okay, and also it is very short and always it is very formal. Okay, and here also we have to follow some guidelines. So what are the guidelines is, first one is you have to write one statement per line. Okay, so what is this statement? Already I said, so statement is a single action. Okay, that is the statement can be a input statement, or it can be output statement, or it can be a computational statements. Okay, so if you are going to write a input statement, means computation statement must be in the next line and the output statement must be present in the another line. Okay, so let's see an example for this. See here in algorithm you are just going to, you can write like this, right? If A is greater than B, then A is the greatest. So what is the, so this is nothing but the computational statement and this is the output statement. So both the statements can be present in a single line, but in pseudocode conditional statement and the output statement must be in the separate lines. Okay, that is you have to write one statement per line. And second one is we have to capitalize initial keyword. See here we have to write so many keywords. See here I'm just writing if and then else and then end if. So these are all the keywords and these keywords must be capital. Okay, and next one we have to follow the intent. Okay, so what is, see here you can see some spaces, right? So this is called as intent. Okay, so intent must be intent going to play a major role in Python programs. Okay, so we have to follow indentation. And next one is we have to end multi-line structure. So what is this end multi-line structure? See, if I'm going to write if, means I must write end. Okay, so that is we have to end the multi-line structure. And next one is we have to keep the statements language independent. Okay, that is it must be, these statements must be a common one so that it can be implemented in any programming languages like C or C++ or Python or Java, right? So these statements must be language independent. And here we are following some keywords. So let's see what are that. See this double slash, it is used for command. See, command is mainly used for documentation. Let's see an example for this. If I am going to write see here I'm writing no. So what is this this program? I'm just writing draw flowchart to compute the larger of two numbers. Is right, draw flowchart to compute. So this is nothing but the documentation of the program. That is, from this documentation user come to know what is this problem. Okay, so double slash, it is used for documentation. And input statement is represented by starting and ending is represented by begin and that of end. And input statement, if you want to represent the input statements, means you can use any of this, input, get and that of read. And for computation you can use compute or calculate. And for performing add or subtract, you can use add, subtract. And for initialization you have to use initialize. See where you can use this initialize, in the iterative statements you are just going to use this initialize. Okay, and next for to represent the output we can use output, print or display. And these keywords are used for represent the selection and the iteration statements. Okay, so here in further classes we will see all this in detail. So now I can see a little if, else, and if, and these are all the selection statements. While and for or the iteration statements. Okay, and next we are just going to see one simple example, and you are going to write a pseudocode to add two numbers. Okay, so what is, we have to represent what is the starting and end So begin and end is used to represent the start and stop of the pseudocode. And here also, what is the input? You have to give two input, A and B, and then you have to perform addition and you have to store the result in C, right? So all the statements must have the keywords, and all these keywords are initialized. Okay, so input statement, I'm just going to give input. So it is for that I'm just using the keyword get. Okay, and this is for computation and this is for output. Okay, so this is about the simple example, and next we are going to see about the advantages as well as the disadvantages. So first one is, it is independent of any programming languages. Already I said it should be very common, and the statement should be independent of any programming languages. Okay, and also it is very easy to convert into any programming languages, and modification also very easy. Okay, and here are some disadvantages. So first disadvantages is, there is no visual representation of the logic, and there is no standard. Okay, that is, they are given some guidelines, but they are not giving any strict rules to follow for to write a pseudocode. And next one is, it cannot be compiled or executed. Okay, that is, after converting this into the program, the program can be compiled and we can get the output. Okay, and the next one is, it is more difficult to follow the logic. That is, for the beginners, they can prefer flowchart rather than the pseudocode. Okay, so that is, for beginner point of view, it is always very difficult to follow the logic. Okay, yes, thanks for watching.